Okay, today we're going to do an orthographic projection drawing of our friend right here. You recognize him, we've used him before. So, orthographic projection has three views: a front, top, and right side. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to split our graph paper into four quadrants. One vertical line right down the middle, one horizontal line across the middle. This is going to split our graph paper into four grids. Now the front view is always the bottom left quadrant. The top view is right above it, and the side view is to the right of it. Always label these, kind of helps you out, make sure you understand what's going on. Okay, so overall, we're going to write a scale. We have these interlocking cubes again, and we're going to say that 1 cube is equal to 2 grid squares. Write down our scale, it helps us remember it, helps us reference it. So this shape is 3 cubes wide, 2 cubes tall. In the front view, we deal with width and height. So first thing, we're going to use our lower left-hand corner of this object and create a origin point. That's where we're going to start this drawing from. Comes across 3 cubes, so that's 6 grid blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It comes up 4 grid squares. 1, 2, 3, 4. Comes across the top 4 grid squares. 1, 2, 3, 4. Comes down 2 grid squares. Back over 2 grid squares, and we can close off the shape. So I'm going to draw some object lines, real dark lines, outlining my object overall. But I'm not done with my front view. I have this protrusion, this geometry right here that I need to outline in my front view, because if you're looking straight on it, you can see that geometry coming at you. So that is 1 cube high and wide, starting from the left front corner. So I'm going to come up 2 cubes, over 2 cubes, and I'm going to draw my object line here to show me exactly where that cube, or that geometry is on the front view. So now that I have my front view, I'm going to use my ruler and I'm going to create some construction lines to help me make sure that my 3 views are adjacent to each other. Some real light construction lines along the sides of the front view to help me align the top view, and then from the bottom of the top of the front view, horizontal construction lines to help me align the front and side view. And then I'm going to draw a diagonal line right through the origin of the grid, right at the intersection of those 2 construction lines. And what this is going to help me do is this is going to help me align the top and the side view to make sure that they're aligned as well. So now we did our front view. Let's go to our top view. So our top view again is 3 cubes or 6 grid squares wide, but we already have that aligned. And it's 2 grid squares deep. So we're going to start with our origin point. We're going to come up 2 grid squares, go all the way across 6. It comes down 1 cube or 2 grid squares. It comes over 4 grid squares or 2 cubes, and then back down again. So overall it makes an L shape from the top, so we're going to draw our object lines in here. So this is our overall shape of our top view, but again we have this geometry, this part is protruding up. So we have to acknowledge that. So starting from the back corner, comes across 4 good squares, down 1 good square, and back across 4 good squares. So we're just going to add an object line here, an object line here, and that represents that geometry from looking from the top view. So for the side view, let's take our ruler and draw some more construction lines from the bottom of the side view, or top view, excuse me, bottom of the top view, top of the top view. What this is going to do is help us place the side view appropriately. So where these lines intersect, that diagonal line, I'm going to use that intersection point and draw vertical lines coming down that will outline, vertical construction lines that will outline where our side view should go. So our side view should go inside this square that we've drawn right here. So again, our right side view, take it, flip it to the right. It is 2 squares, or 2 cubes tall and 2 cubes wide. Again, makes kind of an L shape. So from the front, we're going to start with this corner as our origin point. It comes across 4 grid squares, up 2 grid squares, over 2 grid squares, up 2 grid squares. Where it makes a pretty clean L shape. We're going to close that off. But we have some geometry again. We have this protrusion coming out in the front, so we're going to draw the square here. We have another object line here, but we don't have to redraw that because it overlaps with this object line we just drew. There we go. Our front, top, and right side views. And usually over in this corner here, you'll have an isometric pictorial representing a three-dimensional drawing. But for this purpose, we're doing this in our notebook, and we're just going to get used to how to line up that top view and the side view using that diagonal line. If you have any questions, rewind, replay, and go ahead and draw your shape in your notebook.